Hello, this is Dr. McDaniel again. This will be the last video update. Today is Wednesday, December 8th. So our test 4 over factoring is due tonight at midnight. Do your best to get that done, as you will need some time to prepare for the final. The final deadline is on Monday, December 13th. A few of you waited until like today to schedule your final and you're having a hard time getting in. So do your best to get in by that Monday, December 13th deadline. What else do I have here? So make sure you get all the quizzes done for the Chapter 6 done tonight at midnight as well as all the homework. I'll go ahead and calculate all your grades so that way you'll know at least ballpark what you need to do on the final to get the grade you want in the class. The final, again, due Monday. You can use a 3x5 note card as well as your TI 83/84 calculator. The practice final I've changed a little bit. It was mandatory. It does have 70 questions on it, and I know a lot of us are crunched for time, so I removed the restriction that you have to do it. I was reluctant to do this because what's going to happen, I don't want to make predictions, but this is what usually happens. The folks who really need to do it, the ones who are on the edge, who really need to pass the final to pass the class, won't do it. And you won't pass the final and you won't pass the class. So I was really hesitant to do it, but I was getting a lot of emails saying that it was people were trying to get to the final. They were taking it today or they tried to take it yesterday and they didn't remove it. So I just went ahead and removed it. But I really want to recommend, I cannot recommend working that practice test any higher, especially for those of you who need to pass the final, to pass the class. Even if you don't need to pass the final to pass the class, even if you just need to do so-so on it, you definitely want to do that practice test. And I would do it 3 or 4 times. Do it as often as you can. Okay, enough on that. There's been some confusion on the grades and what your grade should look like.
So try to. This is not a student from this semester's class. This is from a prior semester. This overall percent score should reflect, in like a point, of what your actual grade is. It should give a pretty good reflection of. It should give a very good reflection of what your grade is at this point. Many of you have not taken a test yet, so that test, and then you'll get a really good sense for what you need to do on the final. I made it a slight error when I reset up the course. Weighted the minimum final 2 points each rather than 250 points. But because a lot of you have been working on option, what you have is kind of what you have now. I didn't want to. I thought that was unfair. Yes, it'll really help if you do really well on the mid. Better on the mid than you have on your others. If your midterm grade is higher than your overall average right now, I will change that at the end for you. And same thing goes with the final. If you bet 100 on the final, I'm reweight that to your advantage. Okay, so if you do your advantage, either way you go. What would not be accurate when you drill into the details? Now I know your screen looks slightly different from this. Okay, so here's an example of what it looks like when you drill in. This is what's confusing. I'm actually changing next semester because of this. Total earned points, do not get that. It reweighted it a little differently than anticipated it doing, so make sure that you're not looking at that to determine your total overall points. What it's doing, it's already assuming you've taken it. Basically weights your test at 700 points. So once you took one test, let's say you made 100 on it, you had 700 points there. So we don't want that to occur. So don't look at the overall earned points here because it's using that category weight to test it. Okay, so let me show you kind of the old school way you can kind of compute your grade. Okay, so this is how we're computing our grade. Test 1 plus test 2, which was the midterm, time 2, because we're 200 points. Plus test 3, plus test 4, plus the homework average, plus the quiz average, plus the final exam times 2. Now, if you went around with it and multiply by 2.5, that would work 250 points. And then the grade scale changes to what it is on the syllabus. 900 to 1,000 is A, 800 to 99 is a B, forth. Most of you will probably be following on this grading scale. And more than likely, if you had a great midterm grade, you're probably good at everything else, and so it's not going to matter in the end anyway. But if you had a great midterm grade,
Proctor test grade final, and for some reason didn't do so well in the online test, which I don't think anybody that occurred, but it may have, then I would use the original grading scale. Okay, so for instance, let's say you made 80 on one, so 80 plus maybe a 90 on, let's make it more realistic, be a 75 on the midterm. Multiply that by 2. Plus maybe test 3 or a 90, and test 4 was 100. Homework average, let's say 95, and the average was a 90. You can add these up. Okay, so I just used the calculator quick. I added these grades up, but I got 605 total points. So what would I need to make? Let's say I want to make an A in here. So you take the bottom boundary, 810, at least 10 points to make an A. So I'll do 810 minus 605. Now it's a point final, so I need that divided by 2. So I need to get a perfect score in the final. Now I'm also going to use the final exam to replace the lowest grade. That's a little harder to compute. You can kind of play around with the numbers. You would just basically take the 75 and replace it with what you hope you get on the final, and just kind of play around with the numbers until you get that. So, and the final will be worth a lot. If you're on the border, and let's say you've got an 89, and you made an A final, I'm likely to give you an A. If you have an 89 and you get a D in the final, I'm likely to just keep it at a B. I look at the exam a lot. In some sense, I mentioned in every video, I think, I don't really care when you learn the material, as long as you learn. The final exam means a lot. Do well on that, you'll probably do well in the course. Probably. Now, if you've done anything in the course, I won't let that happen. If you can keep it up and border there, and you do final, I'm likely to push you over. Okay, just keep that in mind. If you have any other questions, again, let me know. It's a pleasure to be your instructor. You felt the communication was pretty good the first time I've done these video updates. I tried to email everybody back as I could whenever I was emailed. The important thing is that you study doing the online practice, and there's, I think, even one print that you should do. Okay, that's it.